Hello, good evening. I welcome you all in this session of TCS NQT programming statements. This is our first session. From today onwards, we will discuss some programming statements and the various tricks to solve them and to write a code based on it. So, the first statement we are going to see today is in front of you. So the statement is a company manufactures both bikes and cars. Write a program to check how many bikes and cars can be manufactured if the total number of wheels available and the total number of vehicles to be manufactured are known. So if you read this carefully, uh, what is asked, there is one company and that company is manufacturing bikes and cars both. Okay, so bikes and cars are manufactured and we need to write a program to check how many bikes and cars, so separate, how many bikes and cars can be manufactured if the total number of wheels available and the total number of vehicles to be manufactured are known. So here, when we write a code, we need two inputs. What are those inputs? So if I write here input, the first input will be total number of vehicles. So it is total number of, and second thing which is asked is total number of wheels. So the second input that we want is total number of wheels. So if these two inputs are given, then what output do we want? We want how many bikes and how many cars can be manufactured. For example, suppose number of vehicles are, I give here number of vehicles as 3, okay, and number of wheels are 10. That means if you, here it is 3. So if you see this data, this is the given data. So how many wheels are required for two-wheeler? So two-wheeler requires 2 wheels, okay, and four-wheeler require 4 wheels. So if number of vehicles are 3, so what do you mean by number of vehicles? Number of vehicles means number of cars plus number of bikes. Okay. This is nothing but number of vehicles. I call it as V. So number of vehicles are 3. Okay. So this is, we don't know how many cars are there and how many bikes are there. Okay. The total of car and bikes are 3. And how many number of wheels? 10. So car has 4 wheels. Okay. Then we will have total 2 cars which will have total 8 wheels out of 10. So I write here cars are, how many cars are there? How many cars are there? Cars are 2 and bike will be 1, because car will have total 8 wheels, bike will have total 2 wheels. So total number of wheels are 8 plus 2, which are 10. Okay. So the output, in output we will have total bikes as 2, total bikes as 1 and total cars are 2. So total 3 vehicles and 10 wheels. If the data which we have entered as an input is not valid, then we need to print the invalid input message. So what is the logic for this? So what is given data? So the given data first is total number of vehicles. So I write here total number of vehicles. I will call it as say V, and total number of wheels, I call them as W. So this is the given data. Okay, now how many total wheels will be there? Total wheels, if we want to write total wheels, then total wheels will be bike, number of bike wheels, that means number of bikes multiplied by 2, okay, plus car has 4 wheels, therefore car multiplied by 4. So total wheels is equal to 2 multiplied by bikes plus 4 multiplied by cars, and total vehicles are, if I write here total vehicles are, that is number of bikes plus number of cars. So these are two expressions that we have. Now if I want to check how many wheels are there, so we have this formula. Now I write here, if I want to know how many cars are here, I will write car is equal to total vehicles, okay, total vehicles minus number of bikes. So if I write this in place of number of cars over here, so it becomes total vehicles. For total vehicles I will write W is equal to bikes into 2. So for bikes I write B to 2, and plus for car, instead of car I will write 4 into, instead of car I will write total vehicles, that is V minus bikes. So let me erase. Now we will solve this expression, whatever we have written here at the bottom. If we solve this equation, it will be W is equal to, W means total number of wheels, is equal to 2 bikes 2B plus 4V minus, how much it is, 4V minus 4. So W is equal to 4V minus 2B. So I can write B is equal to, that is number of bikes, is equal to 4V minus W divided by. So this is what we have got, is number of bikes is equal to 4 into number of vehicles, that is total vehicles, minus wheels divided by T. This is what we have got. Then what are the constraints for this? So now we know that if you check the statement here, the given data is total number of vehicles and total number of wheels, and we want number of bikes and number of cars that can be manufactured. So the constraints are, what are those constraints? The first constraint is the constraints about wheels. So for wheel I write here W, and for vehicle I write. So the first constraint is number of vehicles, number of wheels, okay, should be at least greater than or equal to 2. Because suppose uh, the given data W is greater than 2. The given data, suppose the user enters the number of wheels are 2, then it is valid, okay, because by using 2 wheels we can manufacture one bike, okay. So at least the number of wheels should be 2. So I have written here the first condition as number of wheels should be greater than or equal to 2. What is the second condition? So if you think about the scene, then here suppose user enters a odd number about wheels, that means number of wheels, he enter the data 3, then with 3 is an odd number, with 3 we cannot manufacture, we can manufacture a bike, okay, but only single bike, but one wheel is going to remain. Therefore the condition should be the entered value of wheels should be even only. That means suppose user enters number of wheels as 8, so in 8 we can manufacture either 4 bikes, because one bike consumes 2 tires, 2 wheels, or say 2 cars, because each car will have 4 wheels. So the second condition is number of wheels should be even. So I write here W for wheels modulo 2. That means we are going to check here. That means what is modulo operator? It is used to check the remainder. So number of wheels are divided by 2, and if the remainder is 0, that means the number of wheels are even number, entered number are even number. Then the third condition is total number of wheels should be greater than total number of vehicles. So these are 3 conditions we need to check, and if these conditions are true, then only we will consider whatever input that user has entered is a valid input. Otherwise we will display invalid input. So these 3 conditions we are going to write in our program, okay. So whatever we have discussed up till now, we will write a code to implement it. So we will use online GDB compiler. So you just go to the Google and then you type there online GDB, then you will come across the online GDB. Now to write a code we need one compiler. So now here today we are going to use online GDB compiler. So you just Google online GDB, then you will come across onlinegdb.com, this web page. Then when you go to this web page, there is some already code is available. You just delete whatever you are getting over there, then select a language. At the rightmost corner there is one option to select the language in which you are going to write your code. So today we are going to write a code in C language, so I select C language. So then the first line in our code is inclusion of header files. So the first 2 lines here I am writing hash include stdio.h and hash include stdlib.h. So these are 2 header files which we have included in our code. Then from this third line we are writing the main function. So int main, here int is a return type of the main function. So if you want to know each and every basics about the program, then it is already available on our Shikuya application. So to get or to access those contents, you need to download the Shikuya application. So you just Google Shikuya, then you will get the URL link of shikuya.com. You just go there and then you download from that website. You can download the the desktop application for Shikuya. You just go there and then by clicking on the download button of that Shikuya website, that exe file will be downloaded in your PC, and then you need to install it. After installation, you will require to register for it. For that, you need to give your mobile number. So you will get one OTP, and then you will get registered to that Shikuya application. Once you go there, there are many sections which will help you to prepare for TCS NQT 2023 pass outs. You will find many sections like verbal ability, quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, programming, like that. There are already assessments are also there which are free. Okay, so you can go there and you just check these assessments. So now if you go to the programming section, here you will find many tutorials. So for TCS NQT 2023 pass outs, there are hands-on coding sessions. So each session is of around duration 2 hours. If you go and register and click over there, you can clear your doubts and you can perfect your basic concepts about programming. So I go back to the online GDB compiler over here. We are writing a code. So here first we have included 2 header files, then we have written here main function. Now we require 2 variables. The first variable is V, the second variable is W. V is for total number of vehicles and W is for total number of wheels, and the data type of the V and W is int. Okay, because these whatever data user is going to enter is an integer data type. Then at line number 6 I have written here printf enter total number of vehicles. This is the message displayed on the screen for the user. So whatever number user enters, that number will be stored in variable V. So to take that number and store into variable V, we have written here scanf function. Similarly, for total number of wheels, we have written here printf and scanf. So the here for in the printf function we have written enter total number of wheels, and the number for wheels will be stored in W variable. Now already we have derived this expression for number of bikes. Number of bikes is equal to 4 into number of vehicles minus W divided by 2. Okay. So this in this line we have implemented that expression. Now already we have discussed 3 constraints, 3 conditions about wheels. So number of wheels should be, what is the first condition? Number of wheels should be greater than or equal to 2. This is the first condition. The second condition is number of wheels should be even number, and the third condition is number of wheels should be greater than total number of vehicles. So all these 3 conditions, if these condition fails, now if these 3 conditions fail, then we need to display invalid input message. For that, here we have using if statement, and in if statement here we are writing multiple conditions. That means first, if number of wheels are smaller than 2, if this condition is true, or if number of wheels are odd number, or number of wheels are smaller than number of vehicles. If any of the condition is true, then invalid input, this is printed on the screen. Else, that means if these 3 conditions are false, then we will print bikes colon %d, this is and cars is equal to %d. So these are format specifiers, and here we are writing B. So what is B? B is number of bikes. So bikes is equal to percentage D. In this place of this percentage D, number of bikes will be displayed, and cars is equal to V minus B. What is V? V is number of vehicles, and what is B? B is number of bikes. So car is equal to number of vehicles minus number of bikes. You will get the value of car. So V minus B, the result of this subtraction is printed over here. Okay, and then we terminate the program by writing return 0. So this is the program. So if I run this code, now we are on the console output window. Here the message which is displayed is enter total number of vehicles. So I enter here total number of vehicles as 3, then enter total number of wheels. Suppose I enter here number 10. What is I am getting here? Bikes are that can be manufactured is 1, and the cars that we can manufacture are 2. So total number of vehicles 1 plus 2, 3, and bike will have 2 wheels. Car will to 2 cars will have 8 wheels, total 8 wheels. So 8 plus 2, 10 wheels. Then this is giving us the correct result. So this is the program and the logic about the statement which we have discussed. You can implement the same logic and write a code in CPP or Java or Python. In the upcoming sections, we will write a code. We will take similar statements and we will write a code in all the languages like C, CPP, Java and Python. So today we will stop over here. Thank you.